What's going on, bros? It is Dan, aka Redbeard, and I just wanted to take a few moments, about 10 or 15 minutes, and kind of discuss my first impressions of the Modern Warfare beta versus the Modern Warfare alpha. As you guys know, me and Claymore, we did kind of a podcast discussion style video. It's about 30 minutes long. If you guys have not listened to it yet, it was kind of discussing things that we experienced with the alpha for the 2v2 alpha and what we were anticipating and expecting. And if you guys have listened to that, this will kind of tie into some of that discussion. If not, you guys can go into the Call of Duty playlist on my YouTube channel and see that. But without further ado, let's discuss my first impressions of the Modern Warfare beta. So first off, I want to talk about the pros, and then I would like to discuss the I guess you say maybes, and then the cons, or they need to change this and they need to do it quickly to make this a better experience. So first and foremost, the pro, one of the major pros that I personally have been looking forward to. This is Modern Warfare. This is Infinity Ward. This is my favorite Call of Duty development team. For those that do not know me, I've been playing Call of Duty for over a decade now. I'm 27, so I've pretty much played every single Call of Duty since Call of Duty 2. I did play Call of Duty 1, but not like online or anything like that. Call of Duty 2 was my first like multiplayer experience, kind of goofing off, and then 3 I kind of goofed off, and then Modern Warfare, though, COD 4 Modern Warfare, that was the first one that I dumped a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort to get pretty fairly good at it back in the day. And Modern Warfare 2 being my favorite of all time, that game was just fun. And I think that's kind of the core root of what we're looking at, is the developers for a very long time have not focused on just having fun when they're making the game. They've catered very heavily to pro players, the pro scene, which, you know, I'm a part of Elevate, which they have a pro COD team. At least they did up until, you know, through Black Ops 4. I don't know what's going to be happening, you know, with Modern Warfare, you know, that, you know, obviously I'm just a part of the stream team and content creation department of that team. So here we are. But anyways, I feel like for a very long time, the developers have kind of lost sight of the fun aspect and focused more on balancing and catering the game to the pro scene, which I think is not a horrible thing, but I think that it's made a lot of the casual players not really necessarily want to play. And so one thing I'm experiencing, or I feel like we're experiencing with this game right now, is it's a lot of the dedicated guys that, for lack of better words, are sweats that are playing this Modern Warfare game. And I'm really hoping tomorrow and onward through this beta next weekend as well, that it's a funner experience. I know funner is not really a word, but in this context, we're gonna use it, because truthfully, I'm not having fun playing it, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of great elements to the game visually. It's a beautiful game. The new engine is incredible. It runs almost flawlessly. Every once in a while you'll notice a frame stutter, or it'll lag spike, and it'll like totally freeze up, and then it'll get going. So the gameplay you guys are watching is being recorded through an Elgato 4K 60. It's being recorded in 1080p HD, 60 frames a second. And as far as the console, I'm playing on a regular day one PlayStation 4. So it's a hell of a visual performance from the team that developed this game at Infinity Ward. So bravo to them as far as on the visuals, and the engine is incredible. I love the movement in this game. The mechanics feel really great. The guns feel good for the most part. They do have to do some balancing, you know. I'm one of those people, if the game is fun, I don't really care about balancing of guns, because Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite game. That's the one where you could do one-man army, noob tube, and spam that thing. You know, shoot your 2 grenade launchers, reload with the one-man army, and keep doing that. So, and they had the SPAS 12 that you could pretty much snipe across the map with and stuff like that. So, I mean, but that game was fun. You know, that game was fun because the maps were designed well. The spawns, you would not get spawn trapped. And that, to me, is one of the biggest issues I'm seeing right now with Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 is the spawns. The spawns are absolutely atrocious in my honest opinion. It's not just me making that complaint. Initially, I thought I was crazy because all of my friends that I'm playing with, they're not really saying anything about the spawns. I'm sitting there like complaining vocally about it, and they're not saying anything, you know. Last night, you know, I kind of had a moment where I just essentially had a freaking breakdown on stream over this, you know, about it, as far as like, not like crying or anything, but just like raging, you know, screaming. And I have not got like that in a very long time. I'm a very vocal person when I play Call of Duty, but I was raging to the point that my missus from the other room, the other side of the apartment, texted me and was like, please shut the fuck up. I'm trying to go to sleep. So it's an issue. It happened in one particular game last night 7 times in a row, and that is not a random guess. That was on stream. Me, the viewers, the people playing with me, we counted every single time it would happen, and it straight up happened in one game 7 times in a row, over and over and over again, between a chopper gunner and just taking 3 steps, and a guy was already right there in the spawn. So I don't know the true solution to it. It seemed very much so like a big part of the issue was the spawns, or the rotation of the player base. Like, people are rotating the map really, really, really hard, and the spawns in certain game modes are not flipping fast enough. And then you have game modes like Domination where they're really random. You know, you'd have A and B objectives captured, and then next thing you know, you're spawning at objective C behind the other team or in front of them, and then you take a few steps and they shoot you in the back of the head. So it's they definitely have to work on the spawns. I will say headquarters, as frustrating as it can be at times with the gunfight, the time to kill, which I believe is something they're going to get down. They're gonna fix that. That's just net coding, and that's something that takes time, and it's never perfect in a beta. So I expect that to be fixed by launch or very shortly after. But headquarters seems fine for the most part with spawns. Every once in a while I'll have somebody flip behind me. It's very rare though. But team deathmatch and domination is absolutely atrocious. So that's something. Those are going to be the deal breakers, man, for this game. Is if they do not fix the spawning location, that's going to be a big deal breaker for people that are just kind of casually walking into a store and buying it, or debating on downloading it or playing Borderlands 3 this weekend instead. Another big thing that is a maybe right now, in my opinion, is the Minimap. For me, I grew up playing a lot of hardcore team deathmatch, hardcore search and destroy, you know, hardcore everything back in the day of like Modern Warfare 2. And even Modern Warfare Remastered, with a lot of my friends, played a lot of hardcore. So even recently on Black Ops 4, I've been kind of messing around with hardcore because I'm sick of 150 health in that game. And so the mini-map thing, I think, is a maybe, because a lot of people are blaming the camping on that. And truthfully, I have mixed opinions on that too, because truthfully, camping is a play style. Camping is something you're never really going to escape with any first-person shooter. Any first-person shooter, whether it's PUBG or Call of Duty or Battlefield or whatever. You know, Escape from Tarkov is another one of those games. It's super hardcore, no mini-map, and, you know, you run into that, which, I mean, that's a totally different genre of first-person shooter. It's like a survival first-person shooter, but still, it's really intense, you know, with no mini-map. And you definitely feel a lot more intense and engaging in what's going on with Modern Warfare with no mini-map. It's a lot more audio-based. You're listening for doors opening up. You're listening for people in gunfights through the wall, like in the building beside you, to try to, like, where are people at. So it's definitely throwing a wrench in there for people learning how to run the maps. And so it is, I would say that it is, I'm trying to think of the right word, encouraging people to camp a little bit more, but I don't think it's the core root cause of the camping. I think that we're just seeing that kind of player base really shine in this game because it is a slower based shooter. It is a very classic feeling Call of Duty in that sense, and there is no mini map. So, you know, I don't know where I stand on the mini map discussion. Now, the kill streaks to me are really great. However, they need to. I won't say they need to balance them because kill streaks need to be powerful. One thing I can say is it's very difficult to get high streaks in this game. You have to be a very good player. Whether that's playing passively or just having the jump on everybody when you're running and gunning with the MP5 or, you know, the MP7. So it is a very required skill set to be capable of getting a chopper gunner or even a cruise missile. So I will say some stuff that I am kind of disappointed in as far as the beta itself outside of the gameplay. I am a little bit disappointed we're not seeing more with the workshop or the weapons bench, and I'm very disappointed we're not getting to experience the other kill streaks. I feel like we should be getting to experience the other kill streaks in the game other than just the 3 that they give it, or 4. And I wish that they would give us ghosts so we can, if you want to counter the UAV, you have the ability to, because right now I feel very trapped. Especially as somebody that's struggling with spawn issues. The fact that I can't use Ghost is really leaving me hanging out to dry in those scenarios. So hopefully they're going to raise the level cap. I think somebody said earlier that they were going to raise the level cap whenever the full open beta launches. So hopefully that is the case. And I'm just hoping all around that they really enhance a lot of the core elements of the game to really bring out the positive aspects of the game. You know, so that's just kind of some of my input and some of my opinion on it. You know, some people may disagree with it. I mean, but truthfully, if I'm being totally honest, I'm not having fun right now playing the game. And I don't know if it's because I'm trying too hard to live in the quote unquote glory days, or if I'm focusing too hard on like wanting it to be a good game and not just playing it. But there's something that's just, it's not there for me. And I'm really hoping that as this beta progresses, we see an improvement to different things that I've been mentioning that need to be tweaked. Weapon balance, like I said, I have mixed feelings on weapon balance because I think that it needs to happen, but at the same time, we don't want to get too far down that path, because then you run into issues that you had with Black Ops 4, where every other week it felt like a new game because they were constantly changing what the best gun was, because they're tweaking things and changing hit registration and stuff like that. So we go too far down that pathway, I think it pulls away from us away from that fun aspect of the game and more about being balanced. And you have to find a good middle ground of balanced and fun. So, you know, that's just my opinion. I don't need to relive the glory days of Call of Duty. I think those days are gone. I don't think we're ever going to really go back there. We need the game to be fun. So Infinity Ward, if you're watching this, you know, I doubt you are, but if you're watching this, just work on the spawns. That's the biggest thing in my opinion. The maps, I think the maps are cool. They're visually very stunning. Audio wise, they're excellent. You know, overall, it's been a great experience. And as of right now, guys, if you haven't purchased or pre-purchased the game, I would wait until tomorrow when that open beta opens up. Play it yourself, vibe it out, feel it. I am going to make another video after week 1 of this beta to really discuss how I'm feeling about the overall experience. And then, of course, next week they're going to open up the open beta and allow Xbox and PC and all you other guys to play. And I believe, I could be wrong, so, you know, don't hold me to this, but I'm fairly certain they're going to open up crossplay, so to beta test the crossplay as well. So with that being said, I'm very excited, but thank you guys so much. This has been my first impression of the game. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. And if you are playing the beta, tell me about some of your experiences as well. So, you know, tell us what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Everybody have a good night.